Have you ever been caught up in a situation where your rights are tested in real time? What happens when officers misunderstand the law and a routine encounter escalates into a legal standoff? Stick around because this body cam footage shows exactly how the balance of power can go wrong, and we'll break it down for you.
Have you got nothing to do with your life?
I've got nothing to do with my life, no. What do you do with your life? That's unlawful.
Right from the start, we see the officer questioning the auditor for filming outside a public police station. But here's where it gets interesting. Filming in public spaces is 100% legal. The officers, however, immediately try to justify their actions with an argument about suspicious behavior. But is this really a valid reason to escalate the situation?
Holy Burks. You'll find their link down below, so go show them some support and check out the full clip. In today's episode, an auditor walks up to Southwark police station with nothing but a camera. Within seconds, officers rush out and escalate this into a full-blown terrorism detention with absolutely no lawful grounds. They pile on, surround him, refuse to identify themselves, and even try to justify it using the national terror threat level. But then, one more officer arrives, and what he does completely exposes the first group. This is one of those episodes you need to watch till the very end, because the switch up is unbelievable. Let's get straight into it.
Just matters of public interest.
Well, if it's a public interest, you should let the police know.
Should I?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because the police protect the public.
Okay, well, the public interest is how people's tax money is being spent, upkeep of the building, interactions with police constables. Who are you?
What? Who are you first?
I don't have to identify myself,
Then
but you're the one
not
asking questions.
Well, no, you're filming me as I'm going into my place of work. You can imagine if I was filming you when you were going into work, you'd want to know why I was doing
Well,
it.
if you were doing it from public, I couldn't really have an objection.
No, you would. It'd be an invasion of your privacy.
The officer tries the classic false equivalence. Imagine I filmed you at work, but the auditor shuts it down perfectly. If you were doing it from public, I couldn't really have an objection. And that's the key distinction these officers keep missing. Police stations aren't private businesses. They're public buildings funded by taxpayers. Police officers aren't private employees. They're public servants with extraordinary powers over citizens. The comparison doesn't work because the power dynamic is completely different.
No, because I can film anything I can see from public. If you're in public, you haven't got any privacy.
Right, okay. So, you're filming people at the police station for the public's benefit?
Yes.
Notice how the officer keeps pressing the auditor on why he's filming. The answer is simple: public interest. People have the right to know how their tax dollars are being spent, and police stations are public buildings. But the officer's discomfort with the auditor's presence seems to overshadow the basic principles of transparency.
And what are you going to do with these videos?
I don't know, just use it for my own recreation.
Okay, fantastic. All right, well, you carry on as you are.
So who are you?
I don't need to identify myself.
You don't?
No.
Okay. Just a jogger. Excuse me?
What are you doing?
I'm just filming.
Why?
Matters of public interest.
Huh?
Matters of public interest.
Alright.
Just people are interested in, the upkeep of the building, how their taxes being spent. So who are you? Are you?
Do you understand that filming
police
outside of a
constable.
police station looks a little bit suspicious?
What are you suspicious of?
Well, why are you filming
Would you
outside of a
identify
police
yourself? You're just a guy that
station? I don't need to
in
identify
random dress.
myself to you.
Well, I don't even know who you are, mate. Could you identify yourself, please? Fair enough, if you're a member of the public and you're curious, then I'll tell you, but if you've got a bit of authority or something, then I think you should identify yourself.
Alright mate, there's a guy filming outside the station. No, some bloke, I'll come down.
You just come from the gym or something?
No.
Sorry, who are you?
Right, I'll tell you who I am. My name's PC Allen, I work here.
Oh, okay, thank you, Mr. Allen.
Finally, we get identification. PC Allen. But notice what came before that. The auditor had to repeatedly ask who he was speaking to. Officers often forget that identification isn't just a courtesy, it's a requirement. When you're exercising police powers, when you're questioning someone, you must identify yourself. It's basic accountability. The fact that it takes this much back and forth to get a name and collar number shows how resistant some officers are to even the most basic transparency measures.
I'm not here for an argument or to antagonise
Yeah, but
anyone.
I don't really understand why you're filming outside the station.
I've explained matters of public interest. People are interested in how their tax money is being spent, the upkeep of the building,
Right.
interactions with police
From my
officers.
perspective, right?
Yeah.
Terrorist risk at the moment is substantial.
Okay.
It's quite strange that as a member of the public, you're stood outside the police station filming. Yeah.
So what are you implying? Do you
So
think
what
I'm a terrorist?
exactly are you filming?
I've explained it, sir.
Right.
So the terrorist risk is substantial, is it? When was the last time a police station was attacked by a terrorist?
Luckily, not recently.
Well, do you actually know when was the last time?
No.
Notice the terrorism invocation with zero factual basis. The auditor asks when a UK police station was last attacked by terrorists. The officer then admits he doesn't know, because it's not a real threat pattern. This is fear-mongering as policy, invoking terrorism to justify suspicion of lawful activity. It's lazy and dishonest.
Okay. It's a bit of a strong word to be using.
Alright, guys.
You right, mate?
Hello, good morning.
Morning,
I'm well,
how
yourself?
are you?
Can you not surround me, please?
Okay, what's going on?
I'm just filming.
For why?
Matters of public interest.
Go on, what are the public interests?
I've already explained it to...
Okay, well you can explain it to me.
What would you like to explain first?
Do you want to explain to me?
I've already explained it to this gentleman.
I know, but I'm not talking to him, I'm asking you.
Okay, matters of public interest, people are interested in the upkeep of the building, where their taxpayer money is being spent, stuff like that. Is that all good? I don't need to give my name.
That's true.
Would you mind giving your name?
I can if there's a policing purpose for it. But
Well, yeah, do you not have to identify yourself, sir?
Yes, I was a police officer.
Well, I don't know if you're a police officer, to be
Didn't say
fair.
that at all.
Well, if you're asking me questions, you might have some...
It's just weird that you're recording outside a police station at this time of day with nobody.
I've explained, man. Would you mind identifying yourself? Section 43, yeah? So have you got to be reasonable suspicion that I'm a terrorist?
Section 43.
Right, what suspicion have you got that I'm a terrorist? Alright then, go on then, get on with
You're
it.
going to be searched from section 43.
Alright, what suspicion have you got that I'm a terrorist?
The fact that you're recording outside a police station.
Section 43 of the Terrorism Act 2000. This allows a stop and search if an officer reasonably suspects someone's a terrorist. However, the grounds they produce are absolutely shocking. Recording a police station from public, that's it. Let's be clear what they just did. They've officially stated photography equals reasonable suspicion of terrorism. This is a direct violation of the ACPO 2010 guidance, which explicitly states officers should not prevent anyone from taking photographs in public. It's official policy they're ignoring.
I hear that,
I'm
I
gonna
hear that, I
search
hear that.
you.
No, you can.
Yeah, it's just a bit weird that you're searching that. You're standing outside
What
a police
suspicion?
Pass this, take this off as well.
Can I just leave it there?
Yeah, put it on the floor.
Yeah?
Take this off as well.
Yeah.
Section 43, what reasonable grounds have you got that I'm a terrorist?
Alright, you're doing
that's
something.
suspicious behaviour.
What are you
Filming
expecting to
outside
find?
the police
What are you
station.
expecting to find?
Alright.
We're not sure yet.
Police
I'm gonna
station.
search-
The officer's attempt to justify a terrorist threat based on filming is absolutely ridiculous. The Terrorism Act requires reasonable suspicion of terrorism, but this? It's based on nothing. Just the idea that someone filming could be hostile reconnaissance. Now this is fear-mongering at its worst, spreading paranoia to justify overreach.
You're obviously a high risk of a terrorist threat, and that is why we decided to search you today. Alright?
High risk of terrorist threat, what does that mean? What have I done that's suspicious?
Good behaviour.
As I've said, you're filming outside of a
I've
police
explained
station.
why I'm recording, sir.
You've not given a good reason for why you're doing so.
I've said matters of public
man.
interest, the upkeep of the building, how people...
Nah, you could do a freedom of information request if you really felt that way.
Freedom of information request what? What am I requesting? None of you got body worn camera on.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, thank you. So what were you expecting to find on me, sir? Do you mind if I grab the phone, yeah?
Yeah, I like to.
Alright, so what were you expecting to find on me? What are the grounds for the search? Do you mind answering the
How
question?
many times have you been filming outside of the police
I'm
station?
not going to answer that question. So what were you expecting to find on me?
I don't know what I was expecting to find on
So
you.
what were the
That's why I
grounds for the
searched
search?
you.
Filming isn't enough grounds for
As
the
I
search,
said
is
to
it?
you,
Section 43 again. Do you know
Section
why it was
43
introduced? Do you
gives-
know why it was
Here's the
introduced?
turning point. The auditor challenges the officer's grounds for a search. "What are you expecting to find?" he asks, and, shockingly, the officer doesn't know. That's a huge red flag. If you're going to detain someone under a legal framework like the Terrorism Act, you need a reason. And, well, the officer doesn't have one.
A power to search
Why was
someone who
Section
they
43
reasonably
introduced?
suspect to be a terrorist. Reasonably
What
suspect
do you
is a 2 out of 10
Okay.
on the register.
2 out
alright?
of 10. So what do you reasonably suspect of me being a
Because
terrorist?
you're filming outside
Is this
of a
how-
police
is this how you
station.
detain a terrorist?
Police stations are obviously
Why have you not
a
put me in cuffs
high
then? Why have you
value
not put me in cuffs? I
target
would hope
for
that-
terrorists. So from our perspective,
you,
we're
buddy.
wondering why you're stood out here filming, doing something which we would
I've
consider
explained, sir.
hostile reconnaissance.
It's not hostile
alright?
reconnaissance. Someone doing hostile
It
reconnaissance
could
would
be,
do it covertly.
and that's why we suspect and why we need to search you.
Hostile reconnaissance would be done covertly.
It doesn't have to be.
Take that back.
It doesn't have to be, but... So why was Section 43 introduced in the first place?
See, that's the thing. A lot of people got nothing to do. I was eating my breakfast.
So what have you got to do? Unlawful searches? Is that what you do, yeah?
Have you got nothing to do with your life?
I've got nothing to do with my life now. What do you do with your life? Just unlawfully search and detain people? You know I can sue you.
Okay.
You know I
then.
can sue you.
Okay then.
You haven't said what you're expecting to find. You didn't have reasonable suspicion. APCO 2010 says filming isn't reasonable suspicion. On the Met Police website it says that filming isn't. Why was Section 43 repelled?
Right now,
Human
you're stood outside of a police station.
European Court of Human Rights, yeah, repelled Section 44 of the Terrorist Act in 2010. For what reason? And now you're just using Section 43.
He reminds them of Section 44, the old version of this power. It was scrapped in 2010 after the European Court ruled it was being abused to stop photographers without suspicion. Section 43 was meant to fix that by requiring actual suspicion of terrorism. Yet these officers are using it exactly like the repealed law. Same misuse, just a different number.
Okay.
So this is what we do now, yeah? We done now, yeah?
Sunshine.
Alright, I'm gonna keep filming.
Realistically,
I'm gonna
you're
keep
gonna
filming.
get moved on
What?
by other
What?
officers.
Alright, cool.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
that.
keep filming. What?
You've got nothing to do with your life.
I've got nothing to do, yeah.
Alright, you're gonna-
What have you got to do? Unlawful detentions and that.
Yeah, just leave him. We'll crim it in and put it on. Have you circulated the fact that he's being weird?
Yeah, we already know you.
Right, sweet.
Alright, you're dismissed, yeah?
Dismissed.
Yeah, you're dismissed, yeah.
And after the lawful search turns up nothing, as expected, it's the auditor who dismisses them. A perfectly lawful reversal, and frankly, well deserved. If an officer detains you without grounds, you're under no legal obligation to pretend they've acted properly. He simply gives them back the same energy.
Yeah, I am, yeah.
Okay, and why is that?
Matters of public interest.
And what is that?
The upkeep of the building, how tax money is being spent,
Right,
interactions with police constables.
okay.
I like your scooter.
Thank you. But what's the purpose of the
In the politest way possible, I've literally just explained it.
No, I know you have, but
Thank you.
I don't understand what it is that you're.
So I'll repeat it if you want.
No, you can, yeah.
So matters of public interest
But it's kind of
pertaining
vague.
to the upkeep of the building,
But it's a bit-
interactions with police constables,
Okay.
and how people's tax money is being spent.
Okay. And what is the? But what's the purpose? What is that?
The
on behalf
purpose
of?
is to promote that photography isn't a crime.
No, it's not. No,
So
it's not.
that's
It is.
technically that's the purpose.
But of course, we have a
technically
duty
speaking.
as officers to
Absolutely.
if we see people filming outside.
Definitely,
the
and your
police
approach has been, pretty good. Your demeanour is decent.
station, you know, like so. But I mean, you're not. So it's not. There's no nefarious.
No, it's not reconnaissance or there's no hostility involved or anything like that.
New officer, completely different approach. Calm tone, genuine questions, no immediate escalation. This is what de-escalation training actually looks like when applied. Same situation, same auditor, same activity. The only variable that has changed is the officer's attitude. Watch what professional policing produces.
Could I ask you to identify yourself, just
Yeah.
for the sake of...
The officer's use of Section 43 to detain someone just because they're filming outside a police station? That's a clear violation of citizens' rights. And when the officer admits they don't know what they're looking for, it shows how misuse of power can backfire. This isn't about protecting the public, this is about making up threats that don't exist.
Obviously it's a requirement to do so, but I feel like you've been quite positive,
Well,
so
yeah.
I shed light on the good and the bad, do you
Yeah,
understand?
my name.
Can you identify yourself?
Yeah, Constable Blair.
Constable Blair, and your number?
Sorry.
And your number, Mr. Blair?
It's 5455 Sierra Oscar.
5455 Sierra
Right.
Oscar. Alright, Mr. Blair.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So that's how it should be done. That's how you should apprehend public photographers. So big up Mr. Blair.
He's actually listening, not talking over him. not dismissing him, not jumping to the worst case scenarios, just listening. This is basic communication that the previous officers completely failed at. When you approach citizens as threats rather than humans, you can't hear what they're actually saying. This officer heard it the first time because he wasn't filtering everything through paranoia. This is basic accountability. The fact this feels exceptional shows how degraded the standard has become. This should be automatic, not praiseworthy, but when so many officers refuse even the basic requirements, officers like this completely stand out. 2 responses, 1 situation. One group of officers misused terrorism powers without any lawful basis. Another officer, Constable Blair 5455 Sierra Oscar, applied the law correctly and treated the auditor with basic professionalism. Section 43 requires reasonable suspicion of terrorism. Filming from public land does not and will not meet that threshold. Failing to identify themselves and leaning on ego only.
And here's the turning point we've all been waiting for. Officer Blair enters the scene with professionalism. He calmly identifies himself, follows procedure, and listens. What a contrast to the officers who tried to escalate the situation without a shred of justification. This is how policing should be done: respectful, calm, and in line with the law.
Exposed how weak the initial detention really was. Constable Blair did the opposite. He listened, identified himself properly, and de-escalated the situation. And if you want to protect yourself in situations just like this, you can join the thousands of people who've already downloaded my Know Your Rights guide. It's linked below and gives you the exact laws, exact phrases, and the exact steps to stay safe, legally protected during any police encounter. Know your rights, stay informed, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
So, what's the takeaway from this incident? Police officers are bound by the law, just like everyone else. Misusing powers, invoking baseless threats like terrorism, and ignoring basic accountability standards only erodes public trust. Officer Blair showed us how it should be done: professional, calm, and law-abiding. If you found this breakdown as intense as we did, hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more real-life body cam breakdowns.